Hello everyone, and welcome to the Deep Blue Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deep Blue Renegade, and I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 174. Today is Sunday, March 19th, 2017, and I'm glad you could join me today. What was it? I had, unexpected guests yesterday, so there was to be no recording yesterday. And it's pretty late today, so I'm like, so, we will make it work. Put this back over here, I suppose. So, let's see, what should I talk about? We shall start here, on this day. So this is my Fade Viajante. I am now done with the second color. Woohoo! There isn't really enough on here right now to really show off that though. The purely second color vibe. So we have this dark blue, then we have this fade section, then we have this other greeny sort of thing, which is sort of coming up gray right now. And then at this point, it starts to turn more yellow. And it will be more yellow now that I've run out of the green. So, I left a foot of tail for my own purposes, and sort of left off in the middle of a row. But such is life. So I am now working with this yarn here, and I was surprised because my flag for 25% of the skein came up within like one row of when I needed it, so that was good. That was comforting. So this, it has yellows it's mostly yellow with like hints of like green and magenta. This is the catch-all skein for all of the colors, so it was all sorts of random crap. And you can see that my flag is actually sticking out here, so that will be helpful in figuring out where in the world I am. So that was nice for this game. And what I can do is actually throw the next one in my bag. So let me pull them out. So the next skein will be this guy, followed by this guy, followed by that guy. But we're still quite a ways away from that. But whatever. These aren't coming out too far off color-wise. And really it would be more like so. So, there you have it. Throw this bad boy into the bag so it's already ready. This, I don't know if this got as much love this week as previous weeks because I was in a sock knitting mood. So even though this is awfully like sock knitting, apparently now the entertaining parts are too far in between. Well, not that it really matters, but whatever. So, it is coming along. Viajante is a pattern by Martina Bem, and it is a giant poncho. Asymmetric poncho. It looks really fabulous on me, which is why I persist in knitting them. A question had come up probably, I don't even know. The question had come up about whether or not I was going to put beads into this one, and I haven't decided yet. The beads do make it sort of magical with the other one, so it's a possibility. Knowing my luck with beads, I would probably run out of the color. So, I haven't decided yet what it'd be. In some ways, it would be a little bit easier if it didn't have beads, to be quite frank. So, this has been delightfully mindless knitting, almost to the point where I was a little bit what was it? When I was waiting for people to show up for knit night, it was a little bit too much. But let's see. Surely I have like several tape measures on this little table next to my thing. So somewhere is something. So I got, well, it's not like it didn't receive 0 love, because it got like nearly 4 inches of knitting done on it, so yeah. It progressed quite a bit from last week, so I will move the marker, and there shall be much rejoicing in the land due to moving the marker. If I could properly snag the stitch I intend to snag, I'll just snag the bar. That will be slightly easier. There might be some banging because my husband and father-in-law are finishing a project. This project has been pretty intense. It is, in some ways, perhaps a comedy of errors, because they just, as the thing has progressed, there have been more snafus than we would have expected. But perhaps it is finally coming together all the way tonight. So, yeah, Hante. It's being very gorgeous and handspun. The handspun really highlights the construction of it, which I think is cool, so. So I just think that ends up making it really nice looking because of that. So, it is still moving forward. Now, what may have stolen my heart this week is this guy who, I don't know how I got this to be so tangled. Oh no. Okay. So. Alright, we're free. So, what has stolen my heart this week is the skew sock. So I think I've called these on my project page new skew, and you will note that there is a heel on this. So that was one of my demented things that needed to happen today, was I needed to whack a heel on this stupid thing, so I've whacked a heel upon this stupid thing. And you can sort of see at this, and as a side effect of whacking a heel onto the stupid thing, I'm now pretty decently far into the leg. Now, there we go. That's a little bit more true to color. It's not shadowing itself. So this is String Theory Colorworks in the Ruby's Nigrum colorway. There we go. And this is Skew, which is a pattern by Lena Holden. It's free on the internet. I am knitting along with the Stockinette Zombies. I am also knitting along with the Sock Knitter Sock Hop Cow. So this is excellent double dipping opportunity if you are sucked into the skew vortex like I was. Like, at this point, I think I just have one pair left, and I've made, what is it? It was time. And it's such a great pattern to use with yarn that you either don't have any clue what to do with, or stripey. So it looks very cool in the stripey. So once more, buy a snip thing so it ends up showing off the construction in a cool now I'm increasing and knitting and what have you. Whatever, we can call it good. So I'm pretty happy with, or I'm thrilled with how much progress I made. I wasn't expecting to make this much progress this week, but I don't know. I tried it on shortly after I turned, and it does fit, so that was good, because one variation I am doing from the pattern is that I'm using smaller needles because I like the gauge that gets me, but I pay for it in terms of making crap up pattern, which mostly involves just scaling. So the pattern is written for 72 stitches because it's not on the bias, so I'm making this 80. So then every time I have like a stitch count, I need to take the stitch count, multiply it by 80, and divide by 72. And that gives me what the stitch count really needs to be for it to fit me. And that seems to be working so far. I was a little bit worried because I had measured it and it appeared to be half an inch longer than I normally make my socks, but I put it on and it seemed fine. So I'm going to do what I would normally do. So it may have taken a few more rows to get to the right stitch count with this guy. And I still have one tail hanging out here. I tried to do a little bit of light closing with the tail in the process of knitting, and I think it actually worked. I don't really have much of a hole where other people have the hole. So what I did was I used the end that I Kitchenered things together, and I incorporated a bit of a stitch into my Kitchenering because for some reason my count got off. And I guess there is still a hole there, but oh well. It isn't nearly as big a hole as other people have, so. And so now I'm going through the process of getting rid of the top of the foot extra stitches, and once I get rid of the top of the foot extra stitches, then I will get to do the fun unbiasing step, which I enjoy immensely. Short rows. It's good fun. So that's going well. But it was sort of the case where I didn't manage to get this project to the point it needed to be on Friday, because we finally ended it. Oh my gosh. So it was a case where I was in the boring part, and then I put it down, and then I should have just kept going on it because I needed to get past that in order to be able to hold a conversation. I don't know. It was confusing. So I persevered. I got through the heel. It's now going to, excuse me, be fairly mindless knitting from here on out. Which is good. Sort of impedance matches where I am right now. Good. I've done nothing with the, what is it? I've done nothing with my Out of Darkness shawl. It probably does need to be over-dyed. But I need to, get a pot that I would dedicate to dyeing, which I don't have right now. So I will need to fix that problem. But that problem will not be fixed before the next episode. Oh, silliness. So that's just the way things are going to be. It is hanging out in my bag. I did consult with my knitting group, and the consensus was that the white was pretty stark, and that it's probably worth basic. I think I can get away with something close to a wash, so it'll probably be the case where like shawl into pot with the right amount of water and vinegar, and then just start adding blue food dye until satisfaction. If there is no blue food dye, then maybe green. I don't know. I'll try, I'll see if there is any blue, because that seems to be a common problem with me. I don't have any blue food coloring because I used it all on previous dyeing. Such is life. Now, both of those projects count for the I'm Mostly Fine count, which is running through the end of March, because no one said to run it till the end of April, and it's like the end of March now. So, Fingering Weight or Less started after January 1st. I'm obviously not, I find it doubtful that I will finish both of those projects before the end of March, though. Oh, that was what the shell was for. Oh, silliness. So, on the spinning front, things are looking fairly good. So, I have this guy, which is the backward spun. I have this guy, which is the normal spun. So this is 2, this is 4, and for some reason I think I had a complete and utter counting fail, and my it's 16, not 8. So, oops, we're just knocking balls all over the place. But this guy is pretty small. Unfortunately, I can't get you too much better view than that. Whatever. So that's lots of short little color repeats. This is about half of the balls I had, and then I have 4 more to go, but so it's 8 sections, but it's 2 color repeats, so it is 16 really. I just wound them into little brightly colored balls, so they start and end on the same color. So I'm just spinning them end to end and having this back and forth nonsense. And I was sort of alternating between the bigger ones and the smaller ones, because some of them just turned out to be a much smaller size. So just trying to even out the delightful variations slightly. And then it will be an experiment in plying. We'll see how far I get on the project. So I have 4 more to go. Excuse me, I don't know if I had started spinning them last week, or if I bet I had finished a section, the second bobbin last week, and then this was my progress this week, so there wasn't as much, there hasn't been very much movie watching, and that tends to be when I get my spinning done lately. Excuse me. I'm not sure what my next project will be. I'll probably cross that river when I come to it. I don't know if I'll start throwing the red on the wheel, or if I decide to do something else. I guess this was sort of like a little palette cleanser spin, so for what I want to do about the red exactly, because that's gonna be a fairly long spin as well, but at least then I'm caught up, because I'm definitely going to be done with this before the end of March. So I guess the problem is getting a big spin on right before Fiberfest when I'll want my bobbins clear. So it may be the case where I just have to wind stuff off bobbins for however far I end up getting on the project. We'll figure something out. It's all been like the same weight, but for whatever reason it's just been so much more fun to spin multicolor. Who knew? But I suppose that would probably be a decent plan of things to work on. I don't know. We'll see. It depends on where the brain space is exactly. Okay. Looks like everything in my bag's taken care of. I am finally gifting this bad boy to its recipient tomorrow, so he'll be thrilled. And hopefully there'll be some ridiculous pictures. But I needed to show this to my dinner group because everyone was incredulous. It was like, there are some projects where what you need is just physical evidence of the ridiculousness. And what was it? And the fact that it's sort of like you want to put it on your head. We don't know why, but it apparently belongs there as a very silly fascinator. I probably don't own enough bobby pins to appropriately mount it as a fascinator, but oh well. Such is life. Definitely getting revved up about Fiberfest. They've been, so I'm part of the Fiberfest group, and they've been showing the pretty pictures of what's going to be there. It's like, ooh. So, what is it? I think something that I hadn't, or had remembered, whatever, had found out and forgotten, and now have refreshed, is that Whitebridge Fiber Arts will be there, so that should be exciting. She has some really cool colorways. What it be? And actually some like really cool gradients and gradient sets, because for some reason what is it? Or something that would be nice might actually be yarn for an Inara. So that seems to be tempting me right now. I might still want to knit Find Your Fade. I don't know, it hasn't passed. I think as I've seen more pictures of the Stephen West Marled Magic, I'm like, not so much. It's just a little bit too much for me. Oh, such is life. But there is all sorts of lovely already in the stash, so probably I'm going to stay fairly restrained unless for some oddball reason there's like Angora. But there's all sorts of pretty things, so we shall see. Or maybe starting a different sweater once I get one of the two things off the needles. I'm sort of content with having the Viajante be a long-term thing for whatever reason. I don't know. It's a big project. It's a lot of stitches. Oh, whatever. I think that is everything that I want to talk to you guys about. Oh, it isn't. You know why? Because there was stash positions this week. So, third week of March is always, like third week of the month, always a great week. And oh man, especially this week, holy cow. So this is the Nest Fiber Club. I'm in the normal club, not the luxury club, and this is Finn, and the colorway is Fluorite. And the light is actually probably doing it justice. So it has this rich purple, this bright teal, blues, and then this sort of light purple. And oh man, that teal with the purple is just so gorgeous. So this is Finn. Looks really super duper lovely and totally colors that make my heart sing. So so Jen did a really, really good job this month. Am I buying more coordinates? No. Would I combine it with other ones that are already in the stash? Maybe. I'll have to think about it. But so silly for nearly forgetting stash positions this week. But this is the monthly club, so I am still really pleased with what I'm getting. hopefully my spin the bin will help with keeping everything in sort of an appropriate amount of contained. I guess that end will be missing for the time being. So I still need to take like a stash picture, but it is a good one this time. So super duper excited about that one. But I think if I'm gonna like skip things in line, I want to sort of get a little bit more ahead of myself on the spin the bin. So right now I'm about on the level, so I will probably need to concentrate a little bit more on spinning to get ahead, if that makes any sense. And then I'm also sort of curious because this quarter's CTA spinner is Greenwood Fiber Works, I believe. And I already have a braid of hers in the stash already, and it's a 50/50 yak silk. I didn't put it in my bin this year. I probably should have. But we'll see. I don't know. I reserve judgment on that one, since there is an awful lot of fiber in the stash right now. So I think I need to focus on my, on my bin for the time being, unless some of those are the braid. But probably focusing on the bin. Oh, silliness. So I think that is actually everything. I should be able to record next week. That will be the 25th or the 26th. Still probably not recording on the porch, unfortunately. But oh well. I am not helping make that go any faster, so oh well. So yeah, I think that is the show. So I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I look forward to talk to you guys next week. So take care, guys. Bye-bye.